Good evening, friends. I'm back, finally. I haven't painted in, oh my goodness, about 10 days. For me, that's a long time. We had a couple weeks off with Christmas break from my Monday group, and then went back for 1 week. Then we had so much snow that they canceled, so I don't know. It's not like me. Usually I can't stay away from it. This is a 10 by 10 inch Centurion panel. If you've never used them, they're very nice. They're a linen covered panel. You can get them either acrylic primed or oil primed. And some of the workshops I've been to, the teachers recommend them. You know, it's a good compromise. It's not outrageously expensive. So this is what we're going to, it is not cropped square. The photo wasn't square, but this is what we're going to do. This photo came from reference-free photos on Facebook. I'm pretty sure. I've had it several years. My brushes, hopefully, are okay. I don't wash them very often. I rinse them out and I put them in a Ziploc bag. And so that's where they've been sitting all this time. Nothing stiff as a board, so hopefully we're good to go. So we'll sketch it on. They're obviously just laying in green grass, so it's just a green background. I don't know what I'll do about the background yet. I don't know till I get there. So let's take some ultramarine and some transparent red oxide, which is pretty dark, and a kind of a smaller brush. And let's think about getting them on the canvas. I think we'll sketch Mama on first. I want her to cover a good part of the canvas. So we're kind of just playing around here. We'll get her on and get baby on. So yeah, we've had some brutally cold weather lately, and we had quite a bit of snow. I'm hoping we're heading out of it. I'm hoping I hope we don't have any more big snows or any real cold temps, but finally tomorrow it's supposed to get back into the 40s. I don't know my sheep very well. I have no idea what kind of sheep this is. But he's woolly and he's fun. Some of his fur sticking out on the other side of his face. Ideally, I almost used an 8 by 10. Compositionally, that probably would have been better. I think the last time I was on, didn't I do that little Volkswagen? Well, I think that was the last time and that's actually what I did do since I've been on. I did do a couple more of those little 4x4s. I did a bird, which I've done lots of birds over the year. People like birds. I did a cardinal and I did a bird nest. And these guys are white, mostly. Mama's warmer as I look at the photo. But when something's white, usually it's anything but pure white. You don't want to use pure white. I'm going to get some color in there, make them interesting. I'm looking at where I may have to adjust this. This little foot it's the same as Mommy's bottom. I don't see a shadow. Doesn't mean we won't put one in. It's really hard to see where. It's really nice if they got some nice light on them, and this doesn't really, no sense of sunshine. Looks like that leg kind of rolls back. And I can see a foot there and a leg going that way. Yeah, we got to adjust this back a little bit, I think. And he's got a little tail. I may zoom in and try to figure out some of his body a little bit better. Yeah, this comes down, like saying this leg. I'll have to get the shape of this leg right, of course, skinnier, and let me see, and the angle is more down. That something like that really matters, so. Mama's face is black and baby looks to be pretty much all white with pink ears. And we could start, whichever one we wanted. Maybe we'll start with baby. Okay, now that it's on there, what do we think? I mean, we've got to fill in, some of this. That's a bad thing. I was going to do an 8x10, which would have been pretty much probably perfect for this. With this one, we've got all this negative space. We got to figure out a way, maybe bring your eye in somehow with some directional color. Don't know yet at this point. But you can't just dead center those guys and not have anything else going on, so we have to think about that. All right, I'm going to zoom in on my photo a little bit and look at baby. I think we'll go out dark to light, and we'll go after the darkest parts I see first. I mean, who will know if we've got him right? Not a commission, it's not someone's pet. Well, it may be, but it's actually kind of speckled looking. He's not just solid. We had a Brittany for years, if you know what a Brittany is, and she was liver and roan. She was had brown, but the roan was like a speckled, like this. Interesting color, makes me think of that. I feel like I mentioned that one time. My daughter had a friend over, I think I told this one time, and was looking at our dog and said, "She looks like cookies and cream ice cream." I thought that was pretty cute. And we'll bring grass up, you know, up around the baby. And it's a pretty chunky brush for a lot of this, so I'll decide whether how important I think the detail is. You know, I want baby to be impressionistic. Just kind of mixing a gray color. I'm always saying this would be a good palette knife painting, but this would be, wouldn't it? I'm probably going to want to get some texture in here. It just makes it fun when something's furry. It does feel good to be pushing some paint around again. If you're in a rut and you're not painting, you just need to make yourself do something. You know, set up something really simple and paint something. I feel like once you get to, like me, pushing paint around again, you'll be back into it and realize how you missed it. The tail, I guess I think it runs up behind that leg. I don't know, I may have to zoom in and figure out the anatomy a little bit better here. I consider myself an impressionistic painter, and I typically don't want to explain everything. I like the viewer to figure out things. I think it's more fun. So I don't care if I explain everything. That's how I feel. It may not be how you paint. Okay. That hip goes like this, and that leg goes out here. Well, we got a new president, for better or worse, huh? He's sure making some changes. We just accept whoever comes into office and hope for the best, because that's what I think you do. And some people are scary. I've been seeing some things, radical. I don't know. I love America, and I want it to succeed, no matter who's in office. No politics, right? I apologize. Yeah, all those little body parts going every which way is a little confusing, isn't it? He's got one leg rolled back here. Let's see, like that. And then I think one back leg is here and the other one's here. I know it's kind of all, that's how he is, always kind of rolled up there. All right, let's mix a little pink up for the ears. I got 2 reds on here because I tend to work in a limited palette. So I've got 2 reds, 2 yellows, 2 blues, and a white, and a few other things that I throw on. Excuse me. So I have to decide, you know, cool red, cool pink or warm pink. He does have like a rim light around his ears. She, he, I don't know. Is he a boy or a girl? How do we know, right? I mixed up a little yellow and white. I'm going to try to, where I look like light is hitting him, put a little bit of that in. Everything may change over and over and over. Let me switch to a smaller brush and do a few little things here. I mean, it's early. Usually I'd come back at the end and do this little stuff, but like I say, he's got a bit of a, we'll have to do a lot of this stuff again, a bit like a rim light even on the ears, and we'll have to do that again. I'm just throwing it in once we get Mommy painted in. So let's move on, and we'll come back and evaluate Baby again. So do one last thing. Let's see. The nose is kind of like that. I'm sure all these limbs are a little confusing, right? That's his tail. I say let's leave him alone for now, and we'll come back to him. Again, Momma's more yellow. She's warmer. That blue is really intense. I didn't really necessarily mean to put that in there. I just picked it up. Happy accident, maybe. But white can be a lot of fun to paint because you can do warms and cools and all kinds of things in there, you know. Right before we started, I just broke another palette knife. I like this little size, but I have a habit of breaking them. I was scraping off my palette, which hasn't been used in a while, and broke another one. So See, we may, like I say, get some palette knife in here and create some texture in this baby. Yeah, I'm considering going out and car painting tomorrow. I haven't done that in a long time because, like I said, we're going to be in the 40s. Especially if the sun would come out, then it would feel, a lot better. We shall see. All right, I think I'll start with the head. Try to get the proportions on the head right first. The head is pretty dark on this guy, with some other colors mixed in him. Even the ears are dark. Goats have kind of weird eyes, don't you think? Or are these sheep? These are sheep, aren't they? They kind of got the same look. Yeah, I'm looking at the eyes thinking goat. Do they have the same eyes? I don't know. I feel like they kind of do. Yeah, these are not goats, are they? These are sheep. Yeah, I'm trying to get pretty dark. And I don't have to paint him like I see him here. He's got a, black head. And then the nose is actually kind of light when you get down into here and dark underneath. That's kind of the shape of it. Let's come in here with some dirty white and see if we want to got some white on the top of his head. Yeah, the eyes are a little beady, kind of yellowy with, kind of a rectangle shape in the middle. And now that I'm zoomed in, she has some pink in her ears too. I don't know, that's kind of strange looking, isn't it? Probably what we'll do is we'll just, keep moving forward and decide if we like it later. And her nose is kind of shaped like that. And it goes down, and you can kind of see her little black mouth under there. But again, like I said, I don't know yet how we feel about any of this coloration on her head. Whether we like it or we don't, or hard to judge when you've only got a little bit of it done, Let's move on to the body. And her big woolly body. Again, she's a lot more yellow. When I do a white animal, I usually get like a much darker color underneath. You know, and then just go lighter and lighter. That way the color, the fur stands out. We want baby to stand out against mama, so you know, we want it dark enough that we just put this here and there. She's actually got purple in her. I guess that's from, I think they paint them sometimes, don't they? To kind of brand them. I've seen different things on them, but I'm not going to paint purple on her. I could. Right now, I don't think I am. She's much lighter on the top, so I'm kind of preserving the lightest colors for up there. Decided to stay with this little brush because it's a bit ratty and I want them to be woolly, so I paid one time and watched, trying to think of her name. She does excellent animals. Jen. She's on Instagram, Art by Jen or something. Jennifer, trying to think of her name. She just does fantastic animals. And I paid and watched her do a demo one time. And one of the things she does, which I thought was nice, when she gets all the paint on her animals, then she takes a soft brush and kind of creates fur shapes. I was trying to see if I had a clean, soft brush here. You know, while with the paint that's on there, you know, that's kind of what we're doing. We'll see. We're going to go back to baby. I want him to stand out. You know, we can do the same thing on this guy. Or you could, which I don't use, I have a ton of them, you could use a fan brush. I swear I must have, my mother-in-law, I ended up with her brushes, she was an artist, and I went through them a while back. I must have 30 fan brushes. I don't even use fan brushes. Here and there, I'll get one out. I've seen demos, you know, where artists use them to soften. And I think, oh, I need a fan brush, and I get one out, and then I don't continue to use it. But yeah, you won't believe how many fan brushes I have. I guess my mother-in-law liked them. Okay, I'm mixing a little, maybe we'll do a little orange even. A little red, a little yellow, and a bunch of white. I'm thinking like for a rim light, because I do see that on his little ears and stuff. So obviously the light's catching him from above, huh? And I think it's nice because it makes his ears stand out. So I've got that brush really loaded. We got to look at Mommy a whole lot. All right. She has a tag in her ear too, a little gold thing there we'll put in. Yeah, the eyes are, I don't know, you know, whether I even care about them. I got the weird horizontal dark in the middle. That went a little far. We got to pull that back. We're going to have to get the background in, and then we'll, you know, have to pull some little hairs out and stuff. Like all around here, like out here and stuff, you know, so she feels woolly. I like the baby's white face better than the mommy's dark. So, you know, in the end, I may want to change it. I don't know. She's got a lot of white on her face too, mommy. Just kind of strange though. Like runs down here and down here. And this is up higher. Yeah, I'm not in love with mommy's face. You know, maybe in the long run it won't matter. I feel like it almost looks like it needs to be whiter. And then there's a shadow over here. It's pure white, but you know, it's mixing in with what's there, so it's not, you know, not pure white in the end. Now, what do we do with background, right? This is always, obviously they're just laying on green grass, so it sure can be green. I think we're gonna get a bigger brush so I can really scrub it around. You know, I want some darker, lots of variations. And again, we may do some directional stuff that pull us into the animals. And we may want some shadows. And this needs to recede, so we need to maybe go definitely cooler as we go that way. We're just going to get it covered, and then we can decide. You don't have anything really to look at, just grass. And once again, I did not tone, and I always wish I had when I start this kind of stuff. Just so much easier to cover your canvas when it's toned. a lot of work to get it covered, isn't it? And I'm probably going to do small adjustments too, like, you know, get the shape of this baby's leg better, and there's no rush to finish it, but you know, this leg is not shaped exactly like I want it, so be lots of adjustments. It's not like it has to be done tonight, but you'll get a good idea where it's going. When I have the background again completely painted in, that's when I'll want to go back in and pull out fuzzy stuff, make Mama look fuzzier. And I cooled that and lightened that, you know, and I could have even made that sky back there, and it might feel like that in the end even, and that'd be all right too. I'm looking at the shape of Mama's bottom there. I always say it's a compliment just to get, you know, you get the canvas covered, it's like, ah, I got that far. I always feel that way. I'm pulling some of these cools down into here too. Let's get our rubber knife out. Do a little blending and smoothing, and see if we can turn it on its edge and pull stuff up even, makes it look like grass. Yeah, it makes me wish I had my warm tone under there, because now if I was, you know, scraping through it, I would be exposing that, which would be nice. you know, we may let some of this dry and then go over it again too. Now let's see if we wanted to use this for little hairs, how it would be. Mommy's woolly, so we don't want any. It almost feels like his leg's a little long, I think. Make sure I keep that rounded shape so that head pulls in front of that furry stuff. All right, I think we'll quit there for tonight. That's about 50 minutes, and I'm going to look at it, decide how I feel about it. That should be out much further, I'm seeing. And this is kind of thinly painted, so I have to decide if I like it that way. If I put a tone on it, I would have, less issue with it. So look at it and decide. Let me get you in front of it. And you can see what you think. Like I said, this is a 10 by 10 Centurion panel. Crank you up a little bit. And this is oil. Take you in a little bit. There's a pretty good amount of paint on there. See all the paint I put on Mommy because I want her to feel furry. So don't hate it. I'm going to look at it now and decide what I think it needs. And I appreciate you joining me. I really do. And please subscribe if you haven't done that. You'll never hear from me. I don't bother you. It doesn't cost you anything, but I sure appreciate the support. All right. I'll see you for too long. Have a wonderful evening.